for Direct West and MySask411. Use the MySask app as we connect businesses to people and people to businesses in Saskatchewan. It is HoBo Donuts. Jimmy Schimmel is the Canadian dream. The guy started with a pop-up shop selling donuts like crazy. Now he's opened his own store. It's in downtown Regina on Smith Street. He's only been open, not even a month, and he can't keep donuts on the shelf. HoBo Donuts, homegrown, homemade, home success story. Jimmy Schimmel.
Unbelievable. He's a rock star.
Yeah, the guy has trademarked cool, just as a guy.
Yeah.
Jimmy Schimmel, HoBo Donuts. Go down and check him out this weekend, and you can also get him shipped as well. Follow them on Instagram at HoBo Donuts YQR. That's our business of the week. That was easy.
Very easy.
And download the MySask411 app. It's a phone book in your phone. The face-off for Ultimate Fan Zone and the Mad Greek, it's got to go back to the CFL cap salaries discussion. And I don't know, can you guys find the comment from Wayne and Victoria? Because you said you're willing to debate that. This isn't really a fight between us two.
And the fans.
But Dupes would like to stick up for himself. Donald Mitchell says maybe the CFL is ahead of the curve of the great sports reset. Salaries and franchise values heading for a reality check. Wayne and Victoria says, I'm sorry, Dupes, but I don't agree with you on quarterbacks not coming to the CFL because of a cap on salaries. $300,000 is not to be sneezed at. And you wanted to take a swing at that one. And I'll just say this. The reason, Don, that I think you're right, why the CFL is ahead of the curve on the reset is because they got no money. They don't have a choice. They have to change. The NFL's got the most money. They'll be the last to change. If you want to go by money in the bank, because all the owners are rich, but there's the NHL, then the NBA, and I would suggest the MLB. They still got a lot of money there.
Oh, yeah.
And 25 guys per roster is the same as the NHL. And then the NFL is just the kings financially. They'll be the last to change, but this can't go on forever. Your point against Wayne, if you will, on why $300,000 to a young hotshot quarterback isn't necessarily something they'd want to look at.
$300,000 is a lot of money to you, and it's a hell of a lot of money to me. But to these pro athletes, it's nothing. It's nothing. Like literally nothing. Now, when you get to a certain point, I mean, you want to make a living playing the game of football, you'll play for free. So that I understand. Like I'm not saying nobody's going to come play quarterback. But if you want to have elite level quarterbacks, like Mike Kelly saying no quarterback in the CFL would have been able to start in 93 or 94.
What a comment.
Yeah, like the balls are on the table with Mike Kelly.
Always.
For sure. Now, I don't necessarily go along with that. A lot of talented guys in the league right now, and they're all very good. But you want to have guys coming up here, you want to grow the league. You don't do it by capping the salary in a position. That makes you seem small time. But you have to. Now, I mean, you can't, on the other hand, you can't get into $750,000 quarterbacks. That bankrupts your team.
They're their own worst enemy.
But you, if we're at a point now where we have to treat the owners like children.
But we do.
If you're going to spend too much money, fine. We're going to cap it. You can only make this.
But Darren, we do have to do that.
Yeah, I know, but that's not going to be. It's not good for the game long term because the player,
is what they're doing now good for the game? They've driven it right into the ground.
You're right. You're right, and I don't know what the solution is, but it's not capping the salaries on quarterbacks. It's not.
It absolutely is. And this has turned into a hell of a face-off.
It is. But, I mean, if you're going to make it Mickey Mouse like that, the players are going to just look at it like Mickey Mouse.
But the XFL's doing it.
Right, but at least with the XFL, you see a direct correlation to XFL playing off-season from the NFL, and it's almost like a direct feeder league. If this was the NFL Canada, let's go. Let's cap the salaries. That seems more like a natural fit for me.
This is why Football Fridays for the next 6 months, and here's hoping there's a CFL season come June, will be so must-see because we get all our pent-up for Fridays.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Instead of sprinkling a little bit each day, no, Fridays are going to be awesome. And the CFL has to stop fighting with the National Football League. What you're saying is the XFL is kind of working as a complement to the NFL. As you said, the schedule is off-season to the NFL. Yeah. I think they signed 19 players from the XFL to the NFL this past off-season. But the CFL continues to look at the NFL, it would appear to me, as the enemy, an enemy for merchandise selling in this country, ticket selling. So the problem with the CFL is they do need to be held back from themselves. And that would start with a cap on salaries. And it looks, by the way, like that's where it's going because Lynch said it. That was his scoop. He'd heard from a source close to the Rough Riders executive they'll be capping salaries for quarterbacks beginning in 2022. Hell of a story. And hell of a show today.
Oh, yeah. Big time. And, that's the thing for the players. I know we're out of time, but they want to be able to get to that next level.
If I may, I had a guy DM me, a football guy, and he'd been laid off by a CFL team, and he said, Rod, how come they're reporting all these hirings and coaching staffs in the CFL, but they're not reporting who they're letting go? I said, I don't know. Not my thing. It's interesting. Food for thought. The Face-Off is brought to you by the Mad Greek and Moose Jaw. Visit them for the best authentic Greek cuisine. Available for licensed dining, takeout, or delivery. Head to themadgreekeatery.com for more information. And for the Ultimate Fan Zone, home of the home teams. Jerseys, caps, and team apparel. They are your officially licensed fan store in Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan. Built by the fans for the sports fans in this great province. I invite anybody from outside the province to come in here, too, because it's simply sensational.
You're watching Rod Pedersen On Demand. For more of The Rod Pedersen Show, visit rodpedersen.com or follow Rod Pedersen on social media.